Welcome to my channel Digital Forensics for Beginners. The digital evidence of the cybercrime can also be found out in the Windows registry. Therefore, it is essential to have the knowledge of the Windows registry. In this video, which is titled as Windows Registry Forensics, it covers the concepts about the Windows registry and its usefulness in the digital forensic investigation of cybercrimes. The video also covers the demonstration of Windows registry. To begin with, we'll discuss what is the Windows registry. Windows registry is a hierarchical configuration database which contains the configuration settings, options and other values for software and hardware installed onto the computer system. The Windows registry does not just contains the information or the configuration setting about the application program, but it also contains the configuration settings for the operating system as well. Registry is constructed from the hives. So the hives are present onto the hard disk onto a particular directory. These hives are having the extension as .dat. A registry hive consists of number of keys and the subkeys, and each registry key is going to have its own name, a type and the value which is associated with that particular registry key. During the booting process, Windows operating system constructs the hierarchical registry structure. During its operation, the Windows operating system consults the registry. For example, when a file is to be opened, which application is to use for opening that particular file, so this particular entry is available in the Windows registry. The Windows operating system checks the entry in the particular registry key, and accordingly it invokes a particular application to open that file. Before this Windows registry came into existence, the earlier versions of the Windows like Windows 3.1, it was using the .ini file to maintain the configuration details. So these particular INI files were scattered onto the hard disk, and management of that particular .ini files was a cumbersome task. So that's why this particular Windows registry have came into existence. Now this particular hierarchy of the registry key, it can be accessed by using the root keys. So there are 5 root keys are available, like hkey underscore classes underscore root, hkey underscore current user, hkey underscore local machine, hkey underscore users, and hkey underscore current configuration. So this hkey specifies the handle to a particular key. So what is the purpose of a handle in the Windows? So if we want to access a particular resource, so for that purpose the handle is required. So in this case, in the Windows registry, the handle is needed to access the hives and the registry key within that hives. Okay, so a particular this we'll talk one by one what are these particular root keys and what are the contents are going to be there in each of the root keys. So out of these particular 5 root keys, hkey underscore local underscore machine and hkey underscore user, they are the actual or the real root keys. So they are actually present. Okay, and the rest of the root keys, that hkey underscore classes, root, hkey underscore current user, they and the hkey underscore current underscore configuration, they have been formed, okay, or they have been derived from these two keys, that is hkey underscore local underscore machine and hkey underscore users root keys. So let's say talk about the hkey underscore class underscore root. This particular root key is derived from the hkey cu / software / classes, that means from the current user, okay, and from the classes key under that particular current user root key. Also it is derived from the local machines. Within that we are having a software key, and from that the classes. So actually this particular software is a hive in the hklm root key. So we'll see what is that particular software is going to have. So now first we'll discuss about what is the contents in this hkey underscore class underscore root key. So this particular classes underscore root key, it maintains the 2 kinds of information. First information is about what kind of files are associated with a particular application. So when a particular application, when a particular file is to be opened, okay, on the Windows, so also for that particular file to be open, which application is needed, so that information is maintained in the hk underscore classes underscore root keys. Okay, also another thing that is maintained in this root key is about the registration of the component object model, so that details is also maintained in this classes underscore root keys. Next key is a root key is a hk underscore current underscore user. So this key is derived from the hk underscore users slash sid, that is a security identifier, which is a principal security principal. So this particular current user, this root key maintains the configuration for the current user which have been logged in onto the Windows operating system. So the configuration setting for that user is maintained in this current user root keys. So under this, certainly there are going to be the various registry key and the sub key under that. Okay, and for associated with every key there is going to be the value name, and each value that means is going to have some data, and is going to have a data type for that particular value data, which is going to be there for a which is going to be associated with a particular value name, and that each key is going to have number of value names. hk underscore local underscore machine, this particular root key maintains the details about the hardware and the software which have been installed onto your computer system. So it consists of number of hives. So this particular under the root keys, that means this particular local underscore machine root key is a handle to so many hives. Okay, so we'll see what are the hives which are covered under this hk underscore user. So this particular root key maintains the configuration setting for all the users which are that means who have formed the account on the particular Windows operating system. So the particular details, the configuration setting for individual user is maintained in this hk underscore user root keys. And then the hk underscore current underscore configuration, this particular root keys specifies the hardware profile. Okay, that means whatever the hardware at the startup, okay, whenever a user log in, what is the profile, hardware profile, or what the hardware devices or the software that have been installed. So that particular for the log the users which have logged in, so that current configuration for that user, okay, so related to that, okay, which is means what are the hardware that is connected to that particular system. So that details we can get from the hk underscore current underscore config. So this is also derived from the local machine. Okay, so this particular root key is derived from the local machine root keys. Now how we can access the Windows registry structure? So for that purpose we have to click on the start button, then go to the run, okay, and then go to the in the run we have to type this regedit. So regedit is a kind of a tool by using which we can access the Windows registry structure. So when you click on the regedit or enter that, so we'll be able to this kind of a Windows registry editor structure. So where it is going to have the two pane, like here on the left hand side, it is going to have the left hand pane is called as a key pane, and the right hand pane is called as a value pane. On the left hand pane we can see that so many root keys are aligned, okay, like hk underscore class root, current user, local machine, and users, and current configuration. On the right hand side, which area is called as a value pane, you can see the name, type, and the data. That means for a particular registry key is going to have so many value names, and what are the types associated with the data that is going to be there in the particular value name. So that is also specified there on the value pane side. Okay, we'll see what is the hierarchical structure. Okay, as we said that Windows registry is a hierarchical configuration database. So this diagram explains that how it is called as hierarchical structure. So we can see that here hk underscore class root, current user, local machine, then hk underscore users and hk underscore current configuration, they are the root keys. So if we expand the hk underscore local machine, so we can see the hives like BCD, hardware, SAM, security, software, and the system. So these are the hives which are actually present on our hard disk. Okay, so this local machine, this root key is formed from those hives. Similarly, HK underscore users. So this consists of a particular hives called as a default dot default, and then it also consists of some security identifier. Okay, so this particular security identifier is having some purpose, so they specify the security principle for that particular the users of that system, operating system. So one by one we'll see what is going to be there, or what is the purpose of individual registry hives. So BCD, okay, so under this HK underscore local machine we are having the BCD. Okay, so it is called as a boot configuration database. So that means whenever your operating system boots, so what are the files are required, okay, so those details are available in the BCD. Then the hardware, certainly from the name itself we can understand that the hardware, this particular hive is going to maintain the details about the hardware devices which are connected to your computer system. So that is going to be available in this hardware. SAM, that is security account manager. So this is a local security database. So it maintains the information, that credential of the users, okay, like say, the username and the password for that user. Security credential are maintained in this one. Security is another hive, and that particular security hive maintain the access control list. So who can access the SAM, that's a security database. Okay, because no one certainly, if anyone who are the users, so if they are able to access the SAM, okay, so certainly the credential of a particular user may be lost. So the security hive, so it decides who can access the local database which is there in the SAM, which is being controlled or being managed by the security account manager, that hive. And the software, this particular hive, certainly from the name itself we can understand it is going to maintain the details about the softwares which have been installed onto your computer system. So this particular hive maintains so many keys for every software which have been installed or which are registered with the Windows registry. Okay, so by default every software which are going to be installed onto your Windows operating system, they are required to be registered with the Windows operating system. Then and then only it can understand how to open up a particular file, how it can work with that particular application program. So it is essential that every application, so they have been designed in such a manner that they will get registered with the Windows registry, and they will get registered under the software hives. And then there is a system hive. So this particular system hive maintains the device drivers and the service related information, the configuration. Okay, so that is maintained in the system hives. So if you expand the system hive, so we'll be able to see these kinds of keys: control set 001 to current control set, mounted device, PNG select setups, and WP and software. These are nothing but the keys which are coming under the system hive. So we can see that these are considered as a key. Now if you click on the select, okay, this is one of the keys, so we'll be able to see your the value pane will get expanded, will be this will be the view of the value pane, where will we will be able to see that value name will appear for the select key, okay, like the default, current, and then default, failed, last known good, okay, and associated value for individual value name. So that are coming here. So let's say talk about this last known good configure particular and a value name. So it indicates that the current last known good configuration is 2. So that means it is available in the current control set, that is control set 002, which is having the good configuration. Okay, suppose the Windows operating system wants to know what was its last good configuration. Okay, so from this particular key it can know what was the last known good configuration. So that is the importance. HKey underscore users. Okay, so this particular root key, it maintains the configuration details for every users onto your system. Like here it maintains one of the hive, like a dot default is a hive, and it maintains the user setting before a particular user's login. Any let's say your operating system is booted, so in front of us that option comes where you have to enter the user details and your password. So whatever is the setting at that particular point, that is going to be maintained in the default, okay, hives. Then we are having S1, 5, 18, 19, 20, 21. So these are nothing but the security identifier. So individual security identifier specifies the security principles. That means what kind of a security is provided to that particular users and the configuration settings for that user. So that is specified in that security identifier. So S1 S-1 5 18. So this specifies that it is for the local system, okay, local particular system. So this is for the local system account. So this particular is being used by the operating system, okay. So service account is used by the operating system. So this is for the operating system. S1 5 18, S1 5 19, this is NT authority, okay, this is for the NT authority. So it is nothing but a local service, okay, this is for the local services. S1 520, this is the NT authority, and this is for the network services, okay. Then S1 521 is for the domain user. This is the security identifier for the domain user. So what is the domain user? That means we can have a global group of the users and a particular user, so they are going to be part of that domain. What are the users you have created, XYZ ABCD, so we can access to that particular Windows operating system. So they are going to be part of that particular group, global group, okay. So that is identified by using this S1 521, okay. So that is a global group, okay. So that is the domain user. So this is for the all the domain users. So the settings for all the domain users which are going to use your computer or the Windows operating system. So that is specified for all those domain users. This is the security identifier. So for the individual users, okay, so where are the individual users, their configuration settings will be available here. The security principle associated with that user is going to be available in this particular SID, okay. Then we are having the HKey underscore current underscore configuration. So this particular current configuration, particular root key, it maintains the hardware profile, okay. That means whenever a particular computer system boots, okay, so whatever the hardware that are connected to your system, so at logon, and the software that are connected, okay, also not the connected, that are installed onto your computer system, so that current configuration for those is also we can see from the current configuration root key, okay. Then associated with a particular value name, there is going to be a value data, and a particular data is going to have a registry or data type. So these are the various registry data types like reg underscore SZ. So there are total 8 registry data types are available in the or being used by the Windows registry to specify what kind of data value it is going to store. Like reg underscore SZ, it specifies that it is going to store a string value, okay, in the value name. Similarly, reg underscore binary, this indicates that there will be binary data in that particular value name, okay. Then we are having the reg underscore resource underscore list. So if for a particular value name, this is a registry data type, it indicates that this particular value name is going to maintain the list of the devices which are connected to the system. So this is a particular summary of the various Windows registry data types and their importance. Now these various hives that we have discussed, so those hives are going to be available onto your hard disk. So where they are going to be available, so that summary is given in this particular table. Like the hives are here, like SAM, security, software, system, default, and the anti-user DAT. So these hives are available in this config directory, okay. So if you go to the run and type this particular path, okay, so you will be able to get all these particular hives. The last anti-user DAT, and this particular hive is available on the particular the primary drives, that is C drives, primary partition. Then you have to go to the users, then a particular individual username. So in that individual username you can find out this nt-user.dat file. So this nt-user.dat file, it maintains the setting for all the users which are going to be using that particular operating system. So that details is maintained in the nt-user.dat particular hive file. Now what is the forensic application of the Windows registry? The Windows registry is going to be used by the operating system for different purposes. It uses during the initial boot process, okay, because we already discussed that BCD 000, so that it maintains the file that is required for the booting purpose. So certainly it is going to consult the Windows registry, okay, for knowing what are the files which are required for the booting process, kernel boot process. Then during the logon, whenever we are doing the login, because the SAM file is required, SAM hive is required to verify the credential of the user. Certainly during the logon also this Windows registry is going to be required. During the application startup, that means whenever you want to open a particular file, which application is needed, so certainly the Windows registry is going to be consulted by the operating system. So for during, that means that during its operation, whenever the Windows is running, during its operation, it requires or it consults the Windows registry. So whatever the activity that happens on the Windows registry, the evidence, on the Windows operating system, the evidence of that is going to be maintained or going to be registered in the Windows registry. Maybe you have installed a software, so that entry is going to be made into the software registry key or in the software hive. And certainly what time you have installed, what kind of a version it was the vendor of that particular, it is also going to be maintained, and what time you have installed, so that is detail also is going to be maintained into the Windows registry. Suppose if you have opened a particular file, okay, so what file you have opened, so also that details is also going to be available in the Windows registry. Okay, so also which program you have executed, or whether what auto runs programs are there, okay, which are going to automatically run. So from that you can identify if there are any malicious programs are there. Okay, some auto run programs are there which automatically runs. So from that we can identify if there are any malicious program. Okay, when the Windows runs or start boot up, so automatically those programs run. So the malicious program can take this advantage and they can get registered in the registry key, okay, for the auto run. So in that case it will run automatically and it will cause the required damage to the information that is available on our hard disk. Okay, so that may happen. So that's why for anything that happens onto your Windows operating system, maybe the hardware device you are connected, like a USB device you are connected, so the details of that is also going to be maintained in the Windows registry key. Okay, so certainly the forensic investigator can get lots of information from the Windows registry. That's why there is the more importance, that is the forensic importance is there for the Windows registry. Okay, so that's as the Windows constantly refers to the registry during its running and maintaining information, we can obtain so many forensic evidence from the Windows registry, provided that another issue is that since if those who are expert user, there is a possibility that a particular the information can be deleted. Whatever is registered in the Windows registry, it is a possibility that particular information can be deleted from the Windows registry if it is a expert user. So that is also one of the possibility also there. But if you do some damage or some changes to the Windows registry, it is going to impact the normal operation of the operating system. Suppose if you change the value data for a particular registry key value, it may affect your operating system working also. So that problem also may arise. So this is the forensic application of the registry. Now we'll see how to use the Windows, how to open the Windows registry by using the regedit tool. So for that purpose we have to go to this search. Let's say we click here run, type here run, and this console will open. Here type regedit. Okay, so registry editor is a tool which is used to that means we can access the registry structure by using the registry editor. And when you click on this, okay, so the Windows registry editor will open. Now this is our Windows registry. Now if you see here, it is on the left hand side we are having the number of root keys. 5 root keys are here, and on the right hand side, that is called as the value pane, we are having the value name is individual types and its data that we are having. Now one by one we'll discuss what is going to be contained in this particular individual root keys. So hkey underscore classes underscore root, this particular root key, it maintains the two kinds of information. First is a file association, okay, to an application. That means what kind of a application program is needed to open a particular file. So that details is maintained in this hkey underscore classes underscore root. So first we'll see about how to open a particular application, a particular file. That means association of a file to a application program. Let's say we talk about the doc file. Okay, document. As we know that this is the word program. Microsoft Word is required for to open that one. DOS file. So you can see that word.document it. So that means in order to open this doc file, we require the word program. The persistent handler. So again is another kind of a sub key under this doc. So doc is a key under the hkey underscore classes underscore root, this particular root key, and under that we are having a sub key, that is a persistent handler. So this persistent handler indicates that that particular application is consistently needed to be used in order to open this particular doc file. So it is going to handle that. Okay, so what is that particular application? Is GUI ID, that is a global unique identifier, is specified for the key, okay, for the persistent handler. Okay, so it's a default program. Okay, whatever is that is a default program. So if you want to know what is that value, so we have to double click on this value name, and we'll see this particular the pop-up window will appear. So we can copy this information, which is a global unique identifier, and from this one we can know which is a persistent handler to handle the doc file. Another kind of the file that we know is a PDF file. So certainly we know that for opening the PDF file we require the Acrobat reader. So let's say here we are having this PDF. Okay, so if you expand this, so we are having so many subkeys under the PDF particular registry key. If you click on this open with list, so it will get expanded, and we'll see the Acrobat reader 32.exe. That means in order to open a PDF file, we require the Acrobat reader 32.exe program. So that details, all these details we can get from this particular root key, that is the hkey underscore classes underscore root. Also this particular root key, it maintains the component object model, registration of the component object model. So how we can know which is a particular component object model? So let's say this is a particular key. So if you expand this, so it is going to have a class identification, class identifier, and for a particular component object model, it is going to have some global unique identifier. Okay, so a particular component object model which is registered for this operating system, so it is going to have a global unique identifier. So that is specified by using this class identifier. Okay, so that way we can identify which is a entry for the particular component object model. So these details are available in this hkey underscore classes underscore root root key. So just will minimize this because there are so many lots of entries are available in this hkey underscore classes underscore root. The next key is a hkey underscore current user. So this particular current user, hkey underscore current user, is derived from the this hkey underscore user slash sid. So it maintains so many keys like app events, console, control panel. Okay, so all these keys are included in this hkey underscore current user. So app event, this key, it's associate a sound with an event. So when something happens, okay, so what kind of sound it should create, so that is specified here. Like here close is one of the event. Okay, then we can have the mail. Suppose the mail, we are having the mail comes to our mail account, so the mail beep, that is another kind of event. Okay, so that we can have. Then if you open a particular file, So how to open that particular, what kind of sound it should create, so that is also available here. So for a particular event that happens onto the Windows, what kind of sound it should create, so that is going to be specified associated with the with that particular whatever the event that happen onto your system. Okay, so associated with that there will be a sound, and that is specified in the app event. Then we are having the console. This particular console it's specified for whatever the console, like you are having the PowerShell, okay, or you are having this one. So for the PowerShell, what is setting per user preference setting. So if you click on this, what is the, it specifies the various value name associated with this PowerShell, like it specified face name is a value name, it specified the Lucida console, it is being by default is going to be used. What are the characters that we are going to type in the PowerShell, so it is going to have this face name. What is going to be the font family, it is going to have some hexadecimal value, so this hexadecimal value is going to be appropriate for that particular font family. Okay, so in the colors, all these are going to be specified here. So per user preference for the console setting. Then the control panel, so under the control panel we can have so many things like accessibility, appearance, Bluetooth, okay, colors, cursor, desktop, yeah, and then like whatever the setting that we used to make in the control panel, so that setting is reflected here in the registry key. So that what I can say about this one. Let's say talk about this first of all, international user profile. So let's say we are setting some kind of a language, so you can get the language like here, English US and the English India. So that value we can set, that is if we are set, so certainly in one of the in the control panel, so that we can see, but that entire thing is reflected in the registry key. So that details also we can get from the control panel. Then the keyboard, okay, so related to the keyboard, some what is the setting that is going to be maintained, and for others, okay, so that is going to be maintained in the control panel. Then there is the environment. So this particular registry key specifies the particular environment variable that users have set. Okay, what the current user have logged in, so it may set certain environment variable, so that is being specified in the registry key, that is environment. Then end user defined character, so the font for the end user defined character is specified by using this registry key. Keyboard layout, it specifies the layout of the keyboard. Okay, so whatever the keyboard that have been connected, so the layout of that particular keyboard is specified in this registry key. Then this particular Microsoft key is for the Windows operating system itself. So if you expand this, we can see some details. What is the Windows current version, then Explorer, so then startup and the run. So these so many subkeys opens under this Microsoft, and it is going to have certain values. Then network drives, what are the map network drives are there, so that we can have here. There is no map network drive, so it is on the right hand side, there is no values. Then the printer user preferences for the printer is specified here in the printer registry key. Softwares related details, so what are the softwares have been installed onto this system, onto this computer system, so that details are available in this software. Like Adobe, if you open, so we can get so many information from the this one. Like if we click on this Adobe, okay, so we can get some information for this. Okay, so if you have to go one by one into all this particular registry entry, so we can get so many details. Then the system, this registry key specifies about the particular device drivers and the services. Okay, so that is provided here. Volatile environment is whenever a particular users login, before that, okay, before a particular user login, so whatever the environment variable that have been set, so that is there in the volatile environment registry key. Okay, so there is a difference between the environment and the volatile environment key. Environment variable, environment key specifies the environment variable that have been specified by a particular user, and the volatile environment specifies before a particular user login. Okay, so whatever is the environment variable value that have been set, so we can get from the volatile environment registry key. Okay, so this is about the hk underscore current user. Then hk underscore local machine, so it maintains the hives. That means it is a handle to access these particular various hives. So under the hk underscore local underscore machine, we are having the hives like bcd, hardware, sam, security, software, and the system. So we'll talk one by one what are the information that is going to be maintained in these hives. BCD, that is a boot configuration database. So this particular hive maintains the information about the file which are needed during the booting process of the operating system. So those are maintained in this BCD. Then the hardware, certainly from the name itself we can understand that what are the hardware that have been connected to your computer system. So we can get the details about that from here, like a keyboard, then pointer class, SCS, SCRLCOM, and the others. So that we can get from here. Resource map, okay, like here what are the system resources. So every details we can get from this one, like here the physical memory, the details of that we can get from this one. So the hardware, mainly it provides the details about the hardware which are connected and that have been detected by the Windows operating system during its booting time. So that is available in this hardware. And the security account manager, so this is a local security database. It maintains the particular user credential. That means whatever for a particular username, what is the password, so that is maintained in the security account. Also the questions related to if you lose the password, so some security questions are there, so certainly that are going to be covered under this SAM, local security database. Now the security is another hive under this root key. So this particular security hive, it maintains the security principle. That means access control list. That means who can access the security, that is a local security database that is available in the SAM. So a particular what we can say is that some security is required to be provided to the security account, that means local security database, who can access that particular security principle is defined in the security. So it provides the access control list. Security hives, it provides the access control list by using which only the particular user who has given the access, only he or she can access the security, that is a local security database. Then in the software, okay, what are the software have been installed, so their details we can get. So like here if you click on the Android Studio, so where it have been installed, its path it is mentioned here. Okay, so user whatever the setting path you have been done, so that is specified here. Okay, so many applications programs, so their details like Oracle, Mozilla, Firefox, so all those details are maintained in this one, okay, in the software. Then the system, this particular maintains about the hardware profile, okay, during the startup of your operating system. Okay, so whenever you start or log into your computer system, what is the hardware profile? Okay, so that is being maintained in this system. Also it maintains the some software, what are the softwares which are required. Okay, so that is also maintained here in this particular system hives. Okay, so this is the real or actual hive root key that exists. And then we are having the hk underscore user. So this is another root key. So this is it maintains the information about the all the users, okay, which are accessing this particular operating system. We are having the user like a dot default. Actually it is a hive, and this is a default hive. That means whenever a particular user login, before the actual login happens, whatever is the setting, okay, of your system, so that is maintained in the dot default. Then we are having some security identifier like S1518, S1519, 2021. So these are the security identifiers. So this S1518, this is the security identifier, so which specified, so it is a some local system. It is the name is for this security identifier is a local system, and it is the purpose is that the service account is used by the operating system. So this particular security principle, that is S1518, it is going to be used by the operating system. Then S1519, this is a NT authority. Okay, so it is a particular local service. Okay, so that is for the local services. S1520, it is NT, it is also NT authority, and it is being used for the network services. S1521, it is for the domain users. Okay, so whatever the domain users, whatever the users you have created in order to work with the operating system, so that details for all those users is going to be specified under this one, S1521, the security principle for those. Okay, so that is also the configuration setting for the individual users is going to be maintained in this one. Okay, and then we are having this H key underscore current configuration. Okay, so this particular current configuration, it maintains the particular whatever the profile, like what current configuration of your system. Okay, software whatever you are installed and the system related configuration, so that is maintained in this particular HK underscore current configuration. Like here, what is the current control set which is being used, so what is the best or the configuration that is being used, okay, for the operating system, so that is current, it is maintained in the current control set, so that is being specified in the HK underscore current configuration. Okay, so that is being specified by using the HK underscore current configuration. What is the current configuration of your system, so that is the specified here. So out of all these 5 root keys, only these 2 are real, HK underscore local machine and HK underscore user. The rest are derived from these 2 particular root keys. So this is the demonstration of your Windows registry by using the registry editor. So there are other tools also there which can be used to access the Windows registry. Now, as I said, that that means we are having some particular these hives, they are available onto this particular location on the hard disk. So how we can access that particular hive? So just we'll see how it can be accessed. So again, I will click here on the search, run, and then we'll go to this percentage system roots percentage backslash system32 percentage backslash config. Okay, so we are going to the config directory from here. So you can see here so many hives are available in this one. BCD, that is boot configuration database, then we are having default, then SAM security software system. Okay, so all these hives are available here. Then NT user dot, so this particular hive is available in the C drive. So we have to go to the C. Okay, so in the C drive we can see that the particular users, you have to go to the users, and under that a particular username, what is the current username, under that we'll be able to see the hives. So like C colon users, ASUS is the name of this user. So if I click on this, okay, so NT user dat, okay, it is going to be available in this particular drive, okay, in this particular directory. So it is not visible because certainly it is hidden, that NT user .dat file, it is going to be hidden in this particular drive. So what is required, we have to go to the C drive, the user directory, and then go to the particular username. Like ASUS, you can have any name of your users, so you have to require to go to that particular directory. So that way we can access with the various hives. So the thing is that we should not make any changes to the particular hive unless and until we understand that what the implication of that changes that may happen. So unless and until we know that, we should not do any changes to the registry. So thanks for watching the video. The next video that I will be making, it is going to be on the Windows registry forensics. So in this next video, I will be covering how to construct the user activity from the evidence that is going to be extracted from the Windows registry. So whatever the activity that have been performed by the users, so that evidence of that activity are going to be registered or going to be maintained in the Windows registry. So we can access that information as a digital evidence, and from that we can form a particular activity. So once we have formed the activity, we can decide the particular what is the malicious activity, who has performed that particular activity, and from that we can decide the criminal. Maybe it may be a malicious insider. So mainly we can use the Windows registry for deciding the malicious insider. Okay, malicious insider means the particular person who works inside an organization, and he may side with some another actor, external actor, to do certain malicious activity. So that thing we can decide. Okay, that means malicious activity we can find out, and later on we can decide whether it is he is a malicious insider or not. So that can be decided, but first of all we have to know what activity have been performed and where related to that activity, which is the associated registry key. So from that registry key we have to extract the evidence, extract the information from that, and we have to utilize, we have to analyze that information to know whether there is a presence of a malicious activity or not. Okay, so that is nothing but a forensic investigation. Okay, and then we can prepare a report from that, and then we can conclude whatever the, from that we can decide what are the, who is the cyber criminal and what kind of crime he has committed. So we'll see that in the next video.